Sweet. There we go. Howdy, everyone. It's Crow's Nest, No Quarter. This one's episode 54, and I called it Pilliary. If you don't know what that means, look it up. So there's only three of us, so it's going to be a pretty boring conversation, and only two of us are actually willing to talk, so I'll let you work out who that is. So the link's in the YouTube chat. So if you would like to come and please do so. So I'll welcome who's here at the moment, and then I'll mute myself and put myself so I can get Google hanging. YouTube happening if my mouth works. So we'll say g'day, Ross.
Well, good evening. How are you doing?
That's nice. I'm okay, thank you. And we've got Grumblebum Damnation.
G'day, mate.
That's terrible. And I'm RB. So there you go. In case anyone wants to.
Right off the bat, we do have an issue, I think, with the link. Let me see here. I'll try to put the link again in Hangouts because Toxic is messaging saying they can't get in with the link.
But he's a girl. Anyway, so we'll continue on, and then I'll mute myself. So I thought we'd quickly talk about Pillage a bit, and then the diary. There's the new event that's starting tomorrow for you guys, which is Shark Attack. So that should probably keep us going for a bit. So there you go. So myself, I haven't really been doing much pillage. I just haven't really had an awful lot of interest, but I am going to do some after the show. So I don't really have anything that I can really say. Some of the targets I've tried already have been pretty hard damage-wise. What do you guys think?
Yeah, for me, I'm doing pretty well in the pillage, but I've just come down to only hitting the 101 with the eradicators. The other targets cause me too much damage. I don't have the Shrike fleet. I don't even have a Shrike built. So I just have the eradicator. So I'm just hitting that. I tried the 100 with my, I tried it with the Bat Ray combination, and then I also tried it just without the Bat Ray. And boy, I mean, I think I picked up, it was just a crazy amount of damage. So none of them are really worth it to do for me other than the 101. And I'm doing pretty well. I guess I'm over 300,000 points. And so I've primarily got everything you need. I'm just clicking off the extras at this point, picking up the ranking tokens. And so I think I'm doing all right. But the damage just definitely is just wacky, in my opinion, from one target to the next.
Yeah. I know I've sort of decided that I'm just going to stick with the 100 eradicated targets. I mean, I guess I could have hit the lower targets, but because I've been playing other games and stuff, I've sort of put myself in the position now where I don't really have an awful lot of time just to grind it. So, but I mean, I can live with just getting the 5,000. I'm not worried about the bonus because I just don't think it's worth it. And surprise, I don't have Shrikes well enough built to be able to do that. So.
No,
Damnation, are you going to talk?
I'm trying to. Stop interrupting me. I'm at 140K. I could be at more, but I'm really having to force myself to do this event. I'm burnt out on fucking battle bars, man. I mean, we just got finished doing a 6-day fucking raid, and now you want to throw me into another regular raid that I don't even have half repair time on. Give me some fucking time to do shit I want to do, man.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we've got another event tomorrow, so.
Oh yeah, that's fucking great news.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we can talk about it later on if you want, but I don't know. To me, I sort of reading between the lines. I think it's going to be because April Fool's-y type event and only a short one, I don't think it's actually going to be too bad. But of course,
well, I mean, what was your first clue? The fact that it was on April 1st? Was that your first clue?
I can't even really picture it being anything other than a jokingly joke, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with whatever. I think unless it costs me a ton of coins and I'm totally wrong on it, and it's some crazy event. But
given the prizes, I don't think it's going to be anything that's too earth-shattering, really. But anyway,
I mean, it's just been non-stop this month. It's like 6-day raid, straight into bounties, straight into pillage, straight into this other thing, which, like you said, is going to be stupid. But then it's going to be FM and then raid again. It's like, fuck, man.
Well, interestingly enough, you left out two TLCs out of that as well.
Well, I'm not even counting TLCs because when the fuck are you going to find time to do them? Because they're the same fleets you're using for pillage.
Yeah,
same fleets. It's bad.
No, these are the TLCs coming next week.
I don't even care what's coming next week, honestly.
Yeah,
you are a salty prick, aren't you?
I'm fucking tired of this game, man. I'm tired of the people who run this game, actually. It's not even the game itself I'm tired of. I'm tired of the people who are in charge of fucking it all up.
It goes in waves for me. I feel beaten by the game at times, and I do. And I'm not feeling it right now. Thankfully, it's in my opinion, it's an all-time low in the game of Battle Pirates, but not for me, because I just I got a lot invested in I think in my time in this game. It's not the money, but I really do. I care a lot about the people, the friendships, and the game. And so I'm still here, but I'm not impressed lately. I'll say that. But I'm doing a little bit better attitude-wise, I think, than Damnation. But yeah, I'm feeling it too. It's kind of I'm feeling the pinch, is what it is. It's like are they trying to pinch me until I pop? I don't know, because I don't even know how much you could jam in more content-wise, and we're really the big major thing is everybody's been saying for a long time is less content. And so I'm getting a little bit content overloaded myself, but I'm just not breaking.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've found is, I pick my battles, so, I'll decide because it's really hard to get, to have that pressure put upon you. And, sometimes the pressure is more of what we put on ourselves than what they put on us. But, I know that works both ways because there's times that I've missed out stuff before, and I think, my life would be so much easier if I had, whatever that X thing was. But, it is what it is. And, like I really didn't do that much bounty last week. I'll always concentrate on the FM. I'm kind of I'm not irritated because I'm not that irritated this week, to be quite honest. But, I was chasing things in the FM that I've found that I really didn't need, which is kind of irritating. But, it's like I just said.
Oh, you mean all the PvP shit that they put in the FM?
Yeah, well, that and the armors that, I've used a few of them, but I really haven't, they haven't made a massive difference as much as you would think that they should. So, I was making sure that I got, all three of them every week, and it's like, I've used a few, but not that many. So I've got, it'll be another thing that I've got that I don't really need, if that makes sense. So I guess it just comes down to the individual player and what you use and what you think's got value. But yeah, I don't know. And whatever the issue with Toxic is, it's an operator error because that link works fine. Else, so There you go.
Yeah, I just went and clicked the link too to make sure it worked, and it works fine for me when I click it. So I don't know what the hell the issue is.
Yeah. It's just toxic being toxic as usual. So there you go. And now, and are there any like obviously apart from the flagships, are there any pillage prizes that you think are really good? Some that you don't think are very good? Blah blah blah.
Well, for me, it's just a matter of checking off everything I can because I don't want to get blocked out on some crazy, list coming up in the future. I'm actually claiming the lead ship for the flagship for the fleet I'm not going to build, and I'm only doing that in because I just could see it somehow getting locked. A prize I want getting locked behind it somewhere along the line, if you know what I mean. I mean, that's just kind of how my luck goes.
Oh, you mean kind of like they lock people's prizes behind the radioactive OP gun that a lot of people didn't want?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Like me.
So I just am doing the check off of everything I can get. But with that, I'm not blasting through coins though, a ton of coins. I had some fleet repair tokens. I seem like I have a lot of points, yes, but I've done a couple complete sets and done the slow repair on that massive razor tail fleet, So I've gotten good points that way, and I have spent quite a few of those fleet repair tokens that I had stocked up from a long time, and I have spent some coins also. But I'm not. I'm looking at the leaderboard, going, Jesus, you got to. And I'm not one of those. I'm doing okay. In my opinion, I'm 300. I thought I can almost claim every prize out there, and there's people that have 100 times or greater than me. That's pretty funny, in my opinion. I just keep saying that, but in my opinion, there's something going on.
Well, it's really weird. It's really weird too how a lot of those people that are in that 3 million or like 2 million or higher score zone are all in the same alliance.
Well, I'm fine with people getting the scores. I really am. I truly am. But my thing is, why right now? Because what it is those scores are tips. Those scores are bonuses. Like when you go out to a restaurant and you get really good service and you leave extra money because you've already you can't claim any. You've already gotten everything, all the complete service that you could get with half those points. So that the double amount of money that you're paying them and tipping them, in fact, is for services rendered wouldn't that be? So you're feeling that your services rendered are deserving of hundreds and hundreds of dollars from the gameplay and the targets in this event? Please explain that, because I don't get it.
I don't know. I have a much bigger tinfoil hat than you do, because I still think there's something hanky going on out there. I cannot see people spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this game, the state that it's in. But I can see them doing something hinky to get all those points, because it's not costing them anything.
Well, that would make sense. I just can't. You just gotta. Silliness is silliness, because otherwise it's a tip.
Well, and when you look at the fact that almost the whole front page is all from one alliance, that really leads me down the path of something hinky is going on.
It could be, or do you think that they are trying to get up the alliance leaderboard? I'm just, chucking it out there as another alternative.
Well, there ain't shit on the alliance leaderboard that makes it worth it.
No, that's it. It's just a tip. That's the whole
thing.
Well,
it's bragging rights.
Well, is it really bragging, or would it be a tip though at this point? Because we're not, we don't, I mean, we don't think it's cool, do we?
To me, it's a stupidity board.
Mm.
Oh, I mean, I don't think it's so much that, but I don't think it's a. I think it's a good board, and then to a point, you know what I mean. And then you have your ridiculousness, and on both ends you have top going up and down, you know. But in the mediums, it's a good range finder for me to see how people are doing. You know, I don't look, but the top and the is sure out there.
Yeah, it seems to be.
In all honesty, hey, I'm friends with these people, so I can't. I mean, the second number 2, I think, is my sister Alliance is mine. Is my guy or one of mine. So, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm friends with RB too, but I'm not afraid to tell him when he's doing something stupid in the game.
Which is, you can imagine.
But I just don't. I don't want to. I don't feel like calling people that or saying it's stupid. I just wanted to. I wish I guess I'm going to have to message without trying to be a jerk and get their opinion on their understanding on why. Because it's just so I understand why it would make sense. Is it just so you have your name in the leaderboard? Because that's okay too, and that is fine. Heck yeah. And matter of fact, that'd be what I'd hope to hear. But you know what I mean? Because if you're tipping the performance here, whew, oh my.
Well, when I said leaderboard too, I'm talking about, like, you know, using the 40 days worth of tokens to then position your alliance higher up the alliance leaderboard or whatever. Like, that's, you know, because this is a solid push from one alliance, so it's almost like they're trying to block out any other alliance from getting those tokens. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a good one. It actually is good. It's a good push.
Well, that's right. I mean, and really, you know, the other thing that you could do, say, you know, and I don't know if this is what they've done or whatever, but you could say, you know, okay, everyone, you know, instead of, you know, blowing all your money individually, let's, you know, buy a $5 Facebook card each and we'll give it to player X, and player X will then be expected to, you know, blitz all that or whatever. I don't know. I'm just
right, and blow it out, because
thinking of reasons for doing it, because it's you know, distinctly one alliance. So if it's, you know, it could be a hack, like you say, but it could also be, you know, something valid. It doesn't.
But the alliance leaderboard really doesn't have anything valid other than VXP tokens.
Right. There's no reason to do it.
Isn't there the 40 days of whatever?
No, that's for the personal one.
Right.
Not the alliance one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. Anyway, it's just a theory. So unless they're putting all their expectations on that one player to go and blast the shit out of another alliance, but that seems unlikely. But anyway, it was an idea.
I have no idea. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
And I'm sure you've both rushed out and got all your chameleons, because they're such a valuable ship in the game.
Yeah. No.
Talk about a stupid prize. Like, why on earth are they trying to pull these things back in again?
Because there's people out there that don't know any better.
Yeah. Sad, but it's true. Cool. All right, and is there anything else you want to talk about in Pillage? Otherwise, we may as well move on to the diary. That's silence. All right.
Yeah, it's just the same old targets. It's nothing new. I mean, I don't think there's anything new there.
Well, I need the damage, because
no, right. The damage is crazy.
Yeah, the whichever target it is for the razors or the bats, like that's just out of control. So because I have tried all the targets.
The 100.
Is it the 100? I thought that was the E-Rad target.
No,
the 100 is the basilisk razor tail target.
No,
Yeah.
no.
The 101 is the eradicator target, and the 102 is the strike target.
Ah, yeah, that's right. All right. So mental note: go for 101s, not 100s.
yes.
Cool. All right. So, what do you guys think of the diary? Is there anything there that you know?
I'm not even going to comment on it because
No?
that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down because it'll just be a very unhappy conversation.
Okay. Well, this is going to be a very short show.
Yeah. I don't. It's all just changes that I knew was coming, you know. So we'll just see. I'll have to wait till I'm okay with it these days. I mean, there's nothing I can do to stop it, so I got to be okay with it. Soon you're going to have a pop-up screen to tell you what kind of damage type to adjust for that you just took in my base, and that's going to be nice. So yeah, and the battle reports are going to be interesting, and I don't know. I hope they don't just clog up the game more. They do have information I am interested in certain targets. About on the PvP side, I still didn't want it, but it is what it is.
Okay, Watchman's saying he's having troubles with it with the link as well. So
I don't know. And I've gone back and I've clicked on it multiple times to see, and it works for me every single time I click it. So I don't know what's going on, guys.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah, I guess probably the battle report for me is a bit disappointing because, it's like we said when we were first talking about it, it's the delivery of it. So to me, it's a little bit too general. I would have liked to have seen it be a little bit more like it's measurable, but it's still vague. And I knew, obviously they're not going to make it down to the, 0.1%, accuracy of damage and all that sort of thing. But I just think it's a little bit too general, but I don't know. That's just me. And like Ross said, it's happening. So we're just going to have to see how it is in actual use. So I am kind of interested to see how it all turns out, and how they pop it up and all the rest of it. So it'll be a bit of a strange one. So
I can't post the link in the top chat because it's 7 characters too long.
okay. That's a bit odd then. I don't know what it would be then. I mean, it is what it is. We can't. Sure.
I'm gonna try the one from the clipboard and see if that works for people or not. But apparently, copying and pasting the one in the address bar is not working. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Google.
Very good. So the other one was.
There we got people now.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome, everybody.
So
Thanks.
apparently, I just can't use the one from the address bar. I have to use the one from the actual thingamabobber. Anyway.
That did it.
Oh, he's even echoey and
echoey and on cam.
Yeah, no, you can get a double and triple now.
At least he put clothes on before he turned the camera on, so that's good.
Of course.
Don't you like how he's got that guitar in the back, like he's actually been doing something with it?
Two guitars, one on top of the other.
He plays one with each hand.
That's right.
is.
That's right. You can buy them real cheap.
You know, in the 70s, they had those two guitars joined together.
Yes, they did.
That was even in the 80s.
That Cheap Trick. Didn't they have
That's not a cheap trick. That cost a lot of money, Ross.
No, that was the name of
You know why that band was named Cheap Trick, right?
No.
Because all their songs were covers, basically. Basically, every single song they did was a cover.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked them.
Oh, I like them too, but that's why they named their band that.
All right. Well, now that you've all joined us, is there anything Battle Pirates related that you wanted to talk about?
Totally derailed the conversation. I haven't even started yet.
Apparently, Watchman didn't even like that conversation. He left. Oh, he's back.
I went back to my original computer. That was why, because otherwise I was turning at an angle from the mic. It was uncomfortable. I was just testing what was wrong. Obviously, it was the link somewhere, wasn't it? But yeah. I even tried a VPN. I tried everything. You know what I mean? I thought maybe
sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Ross's link worked. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't even started the whatever the name of the TL's event is. Pillage, yeah. Not done a thing, and I don't know. I don't even know whether I will.
I got 270 and left it at that. At 270k. It's more as much as I needed. I'm not after 6 million and a straitjacket. That's just crazy, isn't it? You know. But 270 was more than enough. I mean, the way I looked at it, I could do the 100s easy enough with my bat rays. I could do the 101s with the eradicators. The 102s I could do with the eradicators and have strikes. But I had to repair halfway through, so I used the Grease Monkey crew with them. But I looked at it and I thought, in the big scheme of things, it's still, each time I hit a 102, it was worth 20,000 points to me. And even though I was paying sort of like to repair almost twice, it's still cheaper than building a fleet of strikes. You know, I mean, I still managed to do it with one fleet. So it's still, in the long run, worked out a cheaper option. But not something I like doing. But the reason I did it is because I wanted the flagship. Because I think it's next being offered in the raid, the flag.
It's in the TLC. The flag.
Yep. Flag. I don't know.
See, because they offer, if it's offered in the actual raid, I won't have a fleet built for the raid, so I had to get it when I've got eradicators to get it with, because if I haven't got a fleet of the new Saturns or them's built, then it's going to be a lot bloody harder to get it next time. So I thought, well, now's the time to try and get it. That was my logic, and then I probably won't have a full fleet built until the second raid, to be honest with you, if then, you know. But that was the only reason I went for that and did it that way.
And it'd be interesting too in the raid to see if it's the same price or points wise too. You know, whether they drop it down or not. So
no, but that makes sense because I'm going to be in the same position as you are, and I'm actually about the same points and everything. And I'm trying to just check off everything, so I'm not blocked behind. You know, so the little things that I try to get in the raid, you know, I'm not blocked behind because I'm not going to have a fleet.
Well, that's it. Sorry, we do have the eradicators at the moment, so we have got the opportunity to get the flags. Afterwards, those ships might not be viable in any of the next targets. You know what I mean? So, like, I thought, let's take the opportunity now. You know, otherwise it could be a lot harder to do them later. So,
yeah. And I don't even know how long it's going to be till I have a real fleet, and I don't have a single ship. So it's interesting.
Well, I was kind of surprised that you could get both flags as well. You know, after making you make the choice, why then would they let you have both flags? That seems
because then next week's TLC you can pick up the hull that you didn't pick up already.
Yeah,
but you're still not going to be able to build them anywhere near in time.
Well, you can if you've got 6 million points.
I was say they're not banking on people like everybody's on this panel. They're banking on those people who spend like thousands of dollars a month that they're going to win the second hull and go ahead and coin the entire fucking fleet. They don't care about people like us.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, I was just thinking the very opposite, that I'm not going to bother with this and then just see if I can get it in the right, because I'm not going to, I mean, I've got 3 ships that I'm building, and they only got weapons, and one of them has got the specials on it, so I've got plenty to do until the next raid, I reckon. So if I can't pick it up, I'll pick it up in the last raid.
Yeah, I just wanted to bank it there so that then I could have it for, you know, hopefully maybe get a fleet done for the second raid, you know. Just at least I know I've got it in the bank, you know, the flag. I don't know, because say if you haven't got a full fleet and you're going into the raid to win the flagship hull, it's going to be, you're going to take a lot more damage if you haven't already got it. So, which is the irony of their game, but that's the way things are.
Yeah. Well, you know, they probably will offer the flagship, but I thought the prize was a new Defender.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't got any real information about that yet, have we? But we know, I did hear its name, but
yeah,
it sounds like an attacking
or something
name.
like that. Yeah.
What was it? Sorry.
Carnage.
Carnage. Yeah, which doesn't sound very defensive, does it? Really? It's just, you know, I don't know, but yeah. You know, the pacifier would be more defensive. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
I just wanted to touch on something that was in chat then, because it kind of works in both ways. So Stardust Princess Warrior was talking about using manticores for the next raid, and I noticed that, you know, there's an awful lot of stuff for manticores in the pillage prizes, but I know when I was thinking, well, okay, so I'm not going to get a fleet ready in time, so is there something I can do, knowing that I've got manticore tokens, to try and put myself ahead of the game a little bit, knowing that, you know, I'm not going to have a fleet for the first raid. So I was thinking, oh, okay, so is there something I can do with my manticores? But I'm concerned that they're going to be much, 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 much too slow. And when I was looking at possible refits and stuff like that, I really just don't know how viable they're going to be. Did you guys have any thoughts on that?
It all depends on how they make the lower targets. Because, I mean, you know, if you look at the disparity between the 2 weapons, like if you compare the damage that the old scatter gun does, for example, against the damage the new scattered gun does, the difference in them is crazy. So the new targets are going to have, or the lower level targets are going to have to be well adjusted from what the high level targets are going to be.
Yeah, because the whole gimmick for the manticores was the CICs, and if these targets don't have, you know, get any benefit from the CICs, it's like we're going to be completely screwed. So that this happens, I'm just concerned about it.
Just to give you an example, the Panthera scattergun did like 5,000 damage, okay? And then gave you like the 5,000 penetrating on top of that. Now let's take a look at the Saturn scattergun. The Saturn scattergun, well, hang on, I hope so I click on a hole that actually has a scattergun on it. You're looking at 54,000 damage. So, I mean, yeah, the lower targets are going to have to be like way tuned down because of the disparity between the weapons.
And the other issue that I ran into there was the weight too, because there's so much difference in the weight of the new weapons to the old weapons.
They'll probably tier lock holes as well, so that if they're going to do that, so that the top holes can't drop down to too many of the lower ones, so they can't just auto things for free. They normally try and do that anyway, you know.
I'd agree with that. However, I'd say that being the first raid, they may not do that, because there's been other times where we've been in this boat and they haven't tier locked them or
isn't the current pattern you don't lock for hitting down, you just really nerf the points for hitting down? Isn't that the current pattern we're on?
Seems to be, yeah, seems to be. But I guess we'll see before too much longer. So because they definitely said it was going to be the 10th, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got just over a week, haven't we? Or so, a week and a half.
Yeah. And I don't know how much stacking I'm going to be able to do of tokens either, given that I'm going to, I'll probably get three ships done, I guess, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Did anybody happen to notice for the flagships you have a maximum of 5 VXP tokens you can hold?
Yes. Yeah, I'm there. And
so am I.
You can't claim anymore.
Well, you can if you burn all your weekly FM tokens off, of course, and then have to start that, But then you're on maybe a fourth hole, which you're not going to get 4 holes built. So it kind of negates building it, because then once you burn off those first 5 tokens, you can claim the next lot. Again, it's another pushing you through the coin door, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But here's my question, because I can't remember. The pillage store, is it open after the event ends, or does the pillage store end as soon as the event ends?
That's
normally I would say you probably get about 24 hours, and that'd be about it, wouldn't it? I would have thought.
I can't remember from the last pillage what it was.
But they can't. Obviously, they've got to keep it open for X amount of hours, because some people might be running up to the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes getting their last points. So they've got to keep it open for a certain amount of time. But I don't think it'd be more than 24 hours.
I think you're probably right there, that you're going to have 24 hours. So.
The only reason I ask is because I thought it was funny, because I started my my flag as soon as I got it, which I got it pretty quickly into the event. And it's like 2 days. Well, when I looked last, hang on, I'll go look again. But it was like basically I had like 2 more hours to get the hull out. The hull came out 2 hours after the event ended, and I was like, wouldn't that be some shit if I would have to coin up, like speed my flag up so I could claim the last 5 VXP tokens to be able to use them.
Well,
I think it is open for a little while after the event ends.
Don't forget we're getting the armor in the last FM.
Okay, but I'm not sure what that has to do with being able to use my VXP tokens.
Oh, right. Well, it's just about the refit. How long it's actually, it's going to take to get those. We've got what? It's going to give us about 6 days maximum or something like that, the time you actually won them, to try and refit them. Again, another crazy stunt they're pulling. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like they just come out and say, we know there's no way you can build this stuff, and now we're making it even more bloody obvious, because we've given you the armor, to go onto 5 ships, which is going to take you best part of 30 days, and you've got 6 days to do it.
Well, pretty much everybody I've talked to intends on going into this first raid with no armor.
I think you can put some D1s on, can't you? It just gives you something resistance. They only get a few hours to put on. So they're quick refit. Let's have a look into.
Yeah, I know I won't be going in with any armor. I'll just, have it with what it is and go with that.
I know I'm not going to waste a couple hours to put D1s on just to take them off again.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, you know what I mean? But yeah, I get where you're coming from on that. So
if I can't do the raid, I just won't do the raid.
No, and that's just how I am too. I'm not looking even and thinking about doing it. I'm not going to get stressed. I've built everything on time. I've gotten everything when it's the day it's been released, and I don't have a fleet ready. That's not my issue at this point. That's their release issues. I'm not going to throw cash at them for their poor decision making. Thanks, but no thanks. I really will just keep working on my fleet, And I'll be more prepared for the next one if I can't do it with what I have. I'm not going to be stressed about it, and I'm not throwing them money at poor behavior.
No.
I'll play the game and work on that half repair and get some other stuff done maybe.
So when's the next ride then?
The 10th.
The 10th. Week and a half.
I won't have a single ship. Well, I mean, I hope I have the lead ready, but it won't have armor. So I don't have expectations of greatness.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that just using the flagship like we did for the first raid cycle of this last raid is going to be near as efficient and effective as what it was the last time.
Right. No, and I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know whether we swapped into a different universe or whatnot, but for some reason I'm going to have 3 ships ready. Like in 2 days, I've got my 3 ships done, 3 Saturns done, except for armor. I don't have any armor on it. I don't know what happened there.
My problem was I actually tried to also build the Shrikes based on just the limited shit that they gave us to do it, and I never should have done it. So that's where I fucked myself there.
Well, I've only been building the hulls. I laid out 4, but I'm only at the moment currently refitting the 3rd one. But I mean, I've still got the specials, or most of the specials part of them. At the moment, they've all got maximum weapons. The countermeasures and the weapons on, but they need to have basically. I need to refit the specials, but I was just going to try working on 3 of them, and I've got this week's FM, and I'll have next week's FM tokens. So
what is everybody doing? Doesn't matter whether you got the corrosive or the penetrative fleet, but is everybody putting weapons and antis on, or are we having 3 or 4 with weapons and then have 1 with a just an anti ship? What's the thoughts there? Because I'm thinking of putting all the antis on 1 hull.
I don't think you can do that because the antis, you can only hold 2 antis per hull. Right. Apart from the flags, they can hold 4. So it's not that's
I thought
not
all the spots were double. Like you could put anything.
No, I said you can't go with a countermeasure hull this time. No.
Well, rewind and disregard that question.
Okay.
There you go. It's still me.
Yeah.
I'm him. Says I.
Well, I guess it depends on your ship because my arch nemesis, I can do 6 countermeasures on it.
Well, there you go. That one's a good one for the as a virtually straight up countermeasure one.
I was going to say because that one I will be making, and I will be making it different to my other ones because you can put 6 countermeasures on it.
Yeah, let's have a look at the Saturn flag. Hang on.
I mean, that just seems crazy to me, though, that the one that has the higher damage buff is the one you can put more countermeasures on.
Well, I mean, there's got to be some benefit for the. It's not really getting any other benefit, so the difference between the 2 flagships is, night and day. It's almost like if it wasn't for that, anyone who picked the Nemesis would be completely shafted because there's no way that these flagships are comparable in any way. So I think that's why there's the difference with the arch nemesis that you can put so many countermeasures.
Yeah, I mean the Rotring Saturn, it's the same as the rest of the Saturns. You've only got 2 countermeasure slots. So,
but the difference there is that you'll have the CICs when they come along, which is part of the reason that I didn't choose the Saturn because I didn't want to fuck around with all the different CIC variations. But we'll see.
Well, it'd be nice if they'd like a Mercy type one and stuff like that, and but I haven't really looked into that bit yet. I was just wanting to try and get some holes built. I haven't done the upgrades, But I think the upgrade was quite short, wasn't it? It's only about a day and a half or something like that, I wonder. But
yeah, I think they're all like that. So all the upgrades in 1.1 days, 2.2 days, and then 3.3 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that still adds a couple of weeks once you go through it, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If you try to do a fleet, so yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing that made me leery about that too is the way that it read when they originally came out. It was almost like you were going to have to swap CICs between targets. So, I don't know if that's right or not, but that's kind of the way that I read it to be. So I was like, I don't want to muck around with all that. So,
but can we put any CIC on, or is there only specific CICs that we can put on, like the ones that come out with this upgrade?
I think it's the one with the upgrade. I don't think you can put the old ones on there. But I don't have them, so I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, it's been confirmed that you can't put the Manicore CICs on the new boats.
Okay.
And that's why I was worried about the Manticores for the lower targets for the raid, because I just don't know how viable they're going to be. I mean, it'd be nice if they are, and I certainly hope they are, because that might give me a bit more flexibility. But yeah, I'm kind of worried seeing the VXP target, what they're going to be like. I guess we'll see. So with a bit of luck, I think I'll have 4 unarmored Nemesis. Hopefully.
Yeah, I haven't worked it out yet. I've got about a day left, a day and 2 hours to finish the third one, putting the weapons on, and then they've all got at least one. I'll put the assault battery on on all of them actually, and then the new special come out, didn't it? So I don't know whether I want to refit that yet. But what I'll do is I'll refit everything else and see if I've got time to change the assault battery. I mean, if I put the new battery on, the new one, I think it gives you 5% more corrosive and 5% more building and wall damage.
Is that worth it, the long refit?
That's the point. Yeah, whether I want to change it this time. I mean, I think I'll leave it as they are, and there's too many other things to do to worry about changing at the moment. So it's just try and get.
We don't know what other escalation specials that we're getting, so there's no point in having wall damage because there's no walls so far that we've seen, so it would only be the turret damage and the actual defense.
Yes, it's building damage. It goes up to 80% from 75, and corrosive damage goes up to 30 from 25.
That's right, it's damage defense. Yeah. Right? So yes, it'll be interesting.
I don't think I'm going to change mine. Mine's got the old one on it, so unless it makes a huge difference, then no.
Yeah, I won't. People say, "Yeah, I'll put the new one on." I'll put the new one on. I'm doing it for free. Not going to happen, is it?
It's very heavy, though, isn't it?
I think it's about the same, isn't it? Oh, no, it's one. I'll tell you what, the assault battery is 25%, and the new one is assault battery is 24, and the new one is 25, but it's total weight.
Yeah.
Whereas the assault battery is weapon weight.
Just weapon weight, yeah.
So yeah, you got to watch like how heavy the new armors and that are going to be. I mean, we're not sure yet, are we? That's the thing. How much those new armors might weigh. So it isn't worth changing anything until they're released in next week's FM.
Hey, you Saturn guys, have any of you tried the 95 convoys yet? I know Cut and I were talking about it.
I haven't, no.
I haven't built a completed hull yet. They're all like piecemeal, okay. So.
Okay.
Right, mine are blank,
Because we were curious, because one Nemesis that's unarmored can do the 95s for instant repair. So we were kind of curious to see if that was the same for the Saturn as well.
What is that for? Is that base parts, or I'm trying to think.
Titanium.
Titanium, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're 95, so I think that'd be quite useful. Yeah.
I think I've got 3 or 4 hours left, or 5, or something like that, before the first one comes out. So I'll give it a shot then.
Yeah, give it a go and see how you go with it. So it might be worthwhile. So because I know I'm bloody sick of hitting nav relays. I know the convoys aren't new targets at all, but to me they're not worth, the way that I play, they're not worth doing with manticores. So it's nice to be able to have another way to do a lovely chore.
Yeah, I normally just auto it with Skyfires. That's what I normally do.
Yep, same here.
83s or whatever they are.
Yeah.
I do the 85s. I wait till I run down a little bit and then go and hit about 4 of them or 5, 6 of them. And then just put it on a repair and go off and do something else. Even if you're sort of rolling for cruise or something like that, by the time you finish, you're almost repaired.
Yeah. I've got this thing that I don't like any red at all in my dock, so I play a bit differently. So
I'd say I got the same problem. Drives me crazy.
Yeah. I always like to have been able to do whatever I need to do when I feel like doing it. So, and there's only so many overnight repairs you can do. So
you could coin it. That's what you have to do. Coin it.
You could coin it, yes.
Well, I've done the FM now, and I've got enough in the actual, like, in pillage. I don't feel the need to be getting any more. I've got what I need. Fortunately, I already had a few of the other specials banked up anyway, from previous raids and events that they've thrown at us. So 270k is more than enough for what I need. You know what I mean? I probably will pick up a couple of those extra specials, but I'm not in a desperate need for them anyway. But I'll bank them,
Mm-hmm.
But I know, I've jumped us back to pillage, but sorry, I'm still amazed at those numbers. I can't believe that there is one alliance that has just won the lottery or something. You know what I mean?
Well, they may have done.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you and Toxic wanted to talk about? Well, what am I saying? Okay, because I know Toxic won't have read it. Was there anything that you wanted to comment about the?
Of course, I read it. What was it about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a no.
The CM diary is what he's trying to get the topic back to. That's where we were when you guys joined.
No, I've not read it.
All right, very good. All right, well, the other thing that I wanted to do, and this is without notice, so sucked in, is that I kind of found it, and this is going to sound extremely negative, but that's the way it is. I've found it interesting that they can look back on the previous month from a perspective of not playing the game, just, designing it or, bringing it out or whatever you want to call it. So I thought from a player perspective, over the last month, has there been anything that you've enjoyed or, a target that you weren't able to hit before, or just something that has interested you in the last month that you think has been a standout thing? And it can be a positive one. It doesn't really matter. I know mine has been, it's been interesting, the introduction of the new heavy turrets and how that's kind of all starting to flesh out and how much it's affecting bounty and all that sort of thing. So I'm kind of curious to see where we go from here, because it's like, Earth was saying last week that anyone with 2 or 3 heavy launchers in their base has made it not worth attacking. So that then makes me wonder, well, do we go down the way of now increasing the numbers again? So there's, radioactive plate 4 to combat that, and we just go back into the same old cycle again. So I was just interested from a player perspective, what you've thought of the last month. So
you can still get in bases with 3 or 4 of those heavy launchers.
You can. Yeah, you can. But it's the whole combining the 4 of them or the 3 of them now is interesting, and it is making a big difference in bounties. So it doesn't have to be that. It's just that's my particular one. We're starting to see the end result of all of that. There's no real standout event in the last month that I've really enjoyed or anything like that. I'm just looking at another.
I'm going to say, okay, what I've noticed in the last couple of months is there's a much bigger now discrepancy between the haves and the have-nots.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've really seen between the people that have managed to go out and smash huge amounts in the raids and things like that, and the bounty, and disparity between the players is growing, it's increasing, which I don't think is a healthy situation for the game. Because like maybe Earth was saying, if certain players become almost untouchable to other players, there was always going to be a few players that were like that. But if it shuts out so many players from the game, I don't think it's a good thing. I see the gap ever widening. I don't mind. I mean, I went out this week and I hit a few bases and I did all right. I got hit back, lost a few medals, myself. But that's it. That's when you go out, you get hit back, you know what I mean? But it's fun. If you want to play that kind of game, then I do. But I did get in a few of a few good bases from very high level alliances. And then one of them come back and kick my ass. and I accept that. That's the game, you know what I mean? But I know that there's a lot of players that I'm not going to get in those bases, and and a lot of players in my alliance and a lot of players in other alliances, I was seeing them not even bothering even trying to hit bases anymore, because they have got those turrets in, and they're not even going to try it, unless they've got 3 of the new howlers and maybe a couple of breaches or basilisks or whatever, and that's virtual top end stuff, isn't it? You're not getting near those bases. That's the thing that I've noticed in the last month or two, where we've had this stuff thrown at us pretty quickly, last few months. That was my bit.
Anyone else?
Performance has been lousy, and we're looking at overall. I haven't had enjoyment in the game due to performance issues. I can't tell you that a great target because I avoid them. I hit things on auto because of performance, not because of I don't like them. It's all the way the game's running. It's horrible. So it's needs work.
Yeah, I mean, I was hitting some targets. I'd hit one and have to refresh again. I go in the second one and suddenly I can't get in. And that was like just the second target. I mean, you could expect it to go 3 or 4 or 5 or something, but it was like by the second target, it was crashing on me. It wouldn't load, and I had to refresh, and it's already started. And of course, as you know, when you're hitting targets, I don't auto nothing. You're trying to drive a pattern, and obviously it's already bloody started, and and you've lost maybe half of one ship before you've even got moving, so or more.
Oh, I mean, I'm talking about autoing. I'm autoing getting aggravated. I mean, I have to I got a fleet coming in and I can't coin repair and launch it back out without refreshing. What? Really? Okay. Well, in my opinion, that's a performance issue. And if you can't design it better, I don't spend my money on it. I'm playing, but I'm not spending my money on it. So
well,
fix the game.
That was the sole reason that I picked the Saturn over the Nemesis, is the performance of the game, or how often it plays badly.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that the Saturns would probably have a better survival chance than the Nemesis would if you couldn't get into the battle immediately. You don't have to refresh. Because the Nemi being the supposed skill hole, you know, there's no skill when it's in there on its freaking own. You're not with it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When you see the loading spin, there's no skill.
Yeah.
But I mean, so.
Yeah, if I had faith that they could, you know, make all the raids go with, and then afterwards all the map targets, the FM targets, without any lag issues, then I would have quite happily chosen the Nemesis. But I went with the, you know, I picked the Saturns simply because I have no faith in their ability to run a smooth game.
I did the same.
You'd think they'd be investing all this blitz money into more servers or better server performance, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Because it's almost like with Bounty, it seems to me that they've got to give up those live updating your opponent bases, because, you know, how many of you have had lag during pillage as to the same extent that you've had lag in Bounty?
No.
They're night and day, aren't they?
Night and day. Yep.
Night and day. So, and it's, you know, Bounty's gotten progressively worse, and whether that's because there's more stuff in the bases, you know, more heavy turrets, more whatever, but it's that constant updating of your opponent bases that's the issue. So it's almost like they need to go back to, you know, just 5 standard bases of a particular point value and just spawn those and nothing else. So if they can do it for the 129, you know, they have an 89, they have a 99, they have a 109, they have a 119, and they have a 129, and that's it. That's all you get, you know. And apart from that, it's just player bases, and, you know, I think they'd find that that'd make a massive difference. So it's just an idea. I don't know, but you know, everyone's reporting the same issues, that, you know, you can't scroll the map, you can't do anything. You know, when I put my ticket in, it was just a bookmark on Blue Sea, and remind me to talk to you about that later too, Toxic. That, you know, you can't play the game like that. So if they can't produce this event, they've got to come up with a solution. If they want players to play and people to pay money, they've got to come up with a solution. So that's as good as any other solution.
Yeah, I mean, having those the new turrets in your opponent bases is that's not good. You know, like, you know, because some of them ones had, like, you know, a full complement of turrets in and stuff like that, and it was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, I started hitting, because I was going to do those, you know, and in the end, I just went for player bases, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because ironically, I was finding far fewer player bases with them in than I was the actual your opponent bases. So, and I had to do less work. I could, you know, I only had to go out the middle of a player base, which would probably be, you know, every 4 hours. And I only got to go and get 50% and the outpost, rather than have to 100% kill the entire base.
Yeah. And I guess too, you know, linking it back to pillage, the map's just as crowded as it is in Bounty, and, you know, they're not pulling targets or whatever, and probably, if anything, there's more targets during pillage than there is in bounties. So it's obviously that those bases are is what the issue is. So they just need to sort it out if they want people to play.
So anyone done the TLCs? Sorry.
I was just going to say, unless the intent is just to put out a broken event so people blitz it. But anyway. TLCs, not really.
I think myself the problem there is the updating, because they update the bases, apparently sort of almost in real time or whatnot. And I think that's what causes all the lag. If the bases were just, that's the way they were and that's the way they put them in, and then it'd be all right. But with all this real time stuff, it might just not work properly, and that's why we get the lag. I don't know. This is just me thinking.
I'll say I still wonder if it doesn't have something to do with having friends list limited, because in Pillage, I noticed my friends list is limited in Pillage.
We can't jump at the moment either, can we? I don't think. I know I can't add anyone to the alliance because I've got a couple of guys wanting to join, and they can't till after the event's over. So, but I know they sort of locked. I said obviously it's because alliances are locked because it's alliance points campaign, and of course you could have a load of players jumping from one alliance and skew results and things like that. Yeah. Mind you, I don't think it's going to happen in this case, the way things are going, but, But it is possible to sort of game like that, and play it a bit, if they hadn't locked alliances. But I don't think we can, not sure if we can jump. I know one of my players, he tried to jump. I think he said he moved about like an inch, 2 inches on the map or something,
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, somebody, like one of my friends, jumped, but it must have just been in the same sector or something. I haven't tried myself, but I don't know.
Maybe you can then. He might have just, I'll tell you what he might have done. He might have clicked to my old, not refresh, and clicked to, because he's normally he's normally only a couple of inches away from me anyway on the map, you know what I mean? He normally jumps to me anyway, so when he jumped, he might have ended up jumping to my old bookmark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's showing that I can relocate if I wanted to. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, I didn't want to push it just in case, in case I did jump, and I didn't want to, you know what I mean?
That'd be another ticket, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, and it takes 3 days to get one ticket through, and you could have jumped back by then anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, my ticket last week was pretty fast. But, guess it all depends on the time and how many tickets are in, and if people are putting tickets in asking for coin sales and stupid things to block up the system.
No, the reason I was asking about the if anyone had done the TLCs, it's the lurkers and stuff like that. I've still got one that I'm upgrading, and you've got the tokens for it. So I wonder if anyone had done it, because it virtually finished off the upgrade for me. But it depends how painful it is, whether I consider it worth it or not.
Yeah, I know my issue was that it was using the eradicators that I would need to do the pillage, so that's why I haven't looked at it. But I guess once pillage is over, it might be worth it. If we've got, has it still got three days?
3 days, hours, yeah. Nearly 3 days, 19 hours left, yeah. So, yeah.
And then, so you'll have 36 hours of shark attack, so I guess that'll leave a day or so.
Now, to derail that conversation totally, is there any specific angle that you need to hit the 95 from? Because I've just quickly finished a Saturn.
Did you coin it?
Never.
Well, you start from the same point, so
he refreshed.
Oh, okay.
There.
Yeah, refreshed, and there it was. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna on auto. Is it auto, or do I have to drive?
Drive.
Drive. That'll probably make it worse.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do the whole target. If the damage is getting too much, just pull out of it.
You know, I've never even hit one of those.
I didn't even know they existed.
They've only been out for like 6 months, but
they're brand new.
Yeah,
I kept
one of the 85s because it works. You know what I mean? Old habits.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So did I. Like, I tried them when they first came out, and then I didn't bother about them because they weren't, you know.
Share your screen again, Toxic, if you can.
I am. I'm sharing.
Yeah, okay.
So you've just got to pull out one ship at a time, and it looks like they haven't really fixed that update issue as well. So, that's interesting. Cuttlefish has jumped into chat, so he'll be interested to see.
Oh yeah, look at that. I think you can order that. I think we can order.
You might be able to.
Yeah.
But yeah, just see how your damage goes, and then if it's getting too much, just retreat out of it.
This is auto now.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got no armor?
No armor, no.
Okay.
And probably a bad build. But hey, who cares?
See, well, this is where you're going to have an issue with two of them firing at you.
Well, this is what I'm talking about when it all comes back to the disparity between the amount of damage that the two weapons do as compared to the old one and the new one.
Yeah, but you're taking damage now.
You're doing 5 times the damage, so stuff isn't having time to deal a lot of damage to you.
I hadn't seen this. Stardust is saying it's a sunshine fleet. Now I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, see, that's more damage than I would have got by now already. So, have you got Hyper 30 on there?
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
But we don't know how that's going to be working after they change the splash soon, isn't it? Yeah, so.
Yeah, but it's the like cryo field or whatever that's giving that splash damage. So I've got Hyper 30 on mine. So.
Yeah, I'd plan to put them on mine. It's just we don't exactly know how they're going to play the.
No. It's interesting. They're talking about tokens and refits and all that sort of thing there too. So it'll be interesting to see how they work that out. But not as many as we got for the PvP factor. So. It just needs some hearts and flowers to feel complete.
Well, if you use the crew with all the little hearts in it.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about in chat. Go back and finish off those turrets and the big thing that.
Yeah, it does it on auto. It just.
I mean, it's doing well for one hole with no armor, isn't it?
Mm.
So,
it is, yeah.
And I've tried it out. I'll put all folded on to try out, and it's like a couple of thousand underweight. So I don't know if you put that new special on, whether it'd still be underweight.
What's the folded way?
The last 1250 or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think
that was the last one.
I think the new armor's got to be lighter, obviously. That's coming out. You know,
well, you would hope so, because otherwise you may be overweight.
But still, that's doing pretty good.
Oop, driving away again. Oh yeah, forgot.
Given how much titanium we need these days, it's just another way of doing it.
Actually, I'll probably burn a load up just playing around with my mega hull, which I didn't care about before, but I've been playing around with it, you know.
So what do I get? None. Mustn't have been in a.
Yeah, you get 35k.
Just look at that. And we have 11 minutes and 11 dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I guess you got 3 hours damage on it, so you can do what? You can do 20.
How much did you have before?
What's that?
In your base, just to check you got it.
Titanium. No, it's teal, so it wouldn't have gotten anything.
Oh,
what are you talking about? Get off the drugs. Shit's got nothing to do with titanium.
Yeah, that's uranium and.
Yeah, well, I didn't have much.
Drugs?
No, don't have any of them. I've used all them.
Maybe you need more.
Need more?
Yeah.
Send me some. You said you would.
Okay. I did.
Said you would.
I'm a man of my word. I say what I mean.
You are.
You're on 87k now.
Yeah.
88.
So there you go.
Well, that was exciting.
How much did you have before?
I got no idea, but I don't think it was 87. I think it was more like. So I've used it all on the stupid mega ship.
Yeah, it would have been about 52 or something like that, wouldn't it?
So yeah, probably. It wasn't 80. I know that.
30K. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
we'll do another one.
They're saying they were actually paying attention, and you got 30K.
There you go. See.
Cool beans. All right. Has anyone got anything else that they want to talk about, or are we kind of done?
I just got one question, and that is, I've watched. I've only just managed to watch the weekly shows, and everybody was saying that the hundreds are really hurting. Have they changed anything there, or is that still the same?
The hundreds.
Still the same that I know of for the pillage.
Well, what is it? You like, hang on, which one?
What are they using? I mean, I was
the hundreds where you can use the razor tail.
I was using bat rays, and I didn't find them too bad.
I just heard on the weekly shows, which I only just watched, so that the hundreds are really painful. You get hours of damage there. It's the toughest target of the lot, apparently. And I was just wondering, is it still the same, or have they changed it?
The way I worked, so I hit the 102s with a grease monkey crew on, and hit 9 of those. Then with a second grease monkey crew, I chopped that on the bat race, and did 9 of the 100s, and that was quite reasonable. I was thinking, with a grease monkey crew, I was probably getting about 3 coin repair, yeah. So it'd probably be 6 without, obviously. And then once I'd hit 9, I threw the fleet out and put the E-Reds into with that grease monkey crew, and you can do the 101s are the fastest ones out of all of them to do. You can do them in about 3 minutes.
To answer your actual question, Toxic, no, they haven't changed that at all.
No, I don't change it. No, I said I found it quite reasonable, but with a grease monkey crew on. But as I said, in the last year or so, I've found a necessity to use a grease monkey crew because I've found all the damage on every fucking thing too much. You know? The
other question was what countermeasures did you have on your Saturn, Toxic?
Was it Phalanx 4s, I think?
2 of?
2 of, yes. And it pretty much, did the job on most of the missiles that sort of come my way. But I think just sitting in that ice field and getting shot at, that may have hurt a little bit. But yeah 11 minutes isn't bad.
For one ship, that's
all right. I don't doesn't really bother me.
And if you've managed to have it so there's not two coming at you at the same time, you would
may have been better, yeah.
So,
but there is no way that I'm going to drive this. This just isn't. So that's the way it's going to be, At least I know it's about 11 minutes. And if with the armors on, it might shrink down to 5 or just under, so you can map repair it. And if you put 2 in there, it'll probably be even better. Then the ships that shot twice won't be able to do then, because you'll be able to kill them all in one hit.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the way the scatterguns were taking them out straight away. So
yeah, I wonder whether it's beneficial to to take some of your scatterguns off your manicores and put maybe 1 or 2 of these on.
Yeah, we missed that part because you have a lot of trouble with weight. I tried.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You wouldn't get
a
full complement.
You might get 1 on there, and that's about it. So
yeah, I don't know what the weight of the ones on the manicore is. So
yeah, but you gotta remember, one of those scatterguns will replace 5 of your manicore ones, so it's all, you know.
Yeah, true.
So, just wondering. I mean, I haven't fiddled around with it because I haven't really been on. But
was there a reason you picked the Funks 4 over the missile defense system, or you just didn't have enough?
Yeah, I only got one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I mean, because you get 1 more salvo, and that's really about it, and about 5% more accuracy with the missile defense system 3.
Yeah, no, I've only got 1 of them. That's the first thing I put on, but then it went red. So I said, not going to have 10 of them, so it's no good putting it on.
You might have to do some pillage and get some more.
Oh, don't swear at me.
Well, it's interesting because just going back to that, I may as well click on it so I know what I'm actually talking about. The missile defense system 3s are only 10,000 points, and the Gale 4s are like 25,000 or something. It's craziness.
And the other thing on the missile defense system, they're actually lighter as well than the Phalanx 4s.
Yes.
When we come to the weight issues, they are actually lighter.
Yeah, you know? That may help. That might be the factor that you might have to do that to get everything on with the armor, depending on what the armor weighs, of course. No one knows that yet. But going off the fold, it was only a little bit under, a couple of thousand or so.
Apologies, I meant Gale 4s, not Phalanx 4s. On the brain now. All right, very good. Well, we've been waffling on for quite a while. So does anyone have anything else to finish off with? Otherwise, I'm going to go and do some pillage.
No. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, play some spillage, eh?
Yep. All right. Good luck, everyone, with the Shark Attack event. We'll see what it's all about and what it's like and if it's any fun, and I hope it's fun. So we'll see how it goes. Are you wrapping up Damnation, or am I? I guess by that apathy.
Well, you
Looks
are.
like it's you.
Thanks everyone in chat. I know it was a bit of a slow start. Sorry about the link and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully there's been something in here that you've liked to listen to, and thanks to everyone in chat for interacting. You're always welcome to join us. So by all means, do so if you like. You can like and subscribe to the video. Damnation likes people on his page, so and it's a pretty healthy page at the moment, so it's good to see. So anyway, on that note, I will say goodbye, everyone, and good luck, and hopefully you have a good week.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Guru.
See ya.